Snipers are very unique units in battle cats. Unlike just about every other cat type in the game, they don't target or can't hit the front line, and instead can only pierce and do damage to backliner enemies, or whatever is behind the front line. This means that usually they have a large blind spot in front of them, meaning that they need adequate defense and other offensive cats that can hit the front line enemies in order to work properly. Snipers are usually long distance units as well, and even though this is the case, LD units aren't always snipers, like how you couldn't call courier or housewife snipers under any circumstance. But unlike those two, Little Leaguer and Golfer Cat is the prime example of a sniper, and an abnormal one at that. Such an interesting, strange, and powerful unit should absolutely be talked about, as I don't see much conversation when it comes to this guy. As I said, Golfer is an abnormal sniper unit, and this is because he was made to get close to enemies so that they are in his blind spot. There are barely any other LD units or snipers that also do this, which makes him powerful in some situations or useless in others. He is also unique in the fact that he was made to be stackable, again, unlike most other snipers that are simply powerful on their own or don't require stacking, like Aphrodite or Cyberpunk Cat. He was also made to target aliens, as he has resistance against aliens and a 35% shield breaking chance, and although that sounds low, it's actually really good. In summary, Golfer is a strange sniper unit that gets close to hit enemies behind the front line. He's geared to fighting aliens and starred aliens with shields or simply backliners. As most cats do, Golfer has three forms: Little Leaguer, Major Leaguer, and his final form, Golfer. Sadly, unlike other cats that I hope to analyze in the future, there's no real reason to switch between the forms once you get Golfer. Initially, I was thinking that his first form would have less recharge time than the subsequent forms and less cost, but I was wrong. So by switching back to this form, you are paying the same and waiting the same for a unit that does less damage and has worse piercing capability than his final form. So just use his third form, Golfer, once you get it. As for the cat combos, they're okay. Clear Skies is what you get with Golfer and Catalyte, and that gives you a small strong up effect. This can help Catalyte a little bit, and since you probably have both Golfer and Catalyte in the same loadout, there is no reason to not do this unless you're just using better cat combos. His second cat combo, Take Me Out, is also just okay since they defense up small with 3 units, and one of them is an anti-metal, which is most likely pointless on most stages where Golfer is useful. Having both Chill and Golfer Cat on the same loadout is likely, so you're probably just replacing one unit for a useless one, which in my opinion is, again, just okay since it's a defense up small. Golfer shines on stage with a lot of backliners and a slow frontline, especially if there are aliens due to his resistance. It's best to use him when you can properly defend him from the front line while being able to control it just enough to not push forward to the backliners. As when Golfer is stacked, he can do some crazy damage thanks to his high DPS for a sniper. As I said earlier, this makes him a total game changer for certain stages, as the challenge for some of them is the fact that the backline is really annoying and powerful, and proper Golfer units can totally make those stages look like nothing. Pretty much when Golfer can snipe, he's the best that he'll ever be, and there's no way that he'll let you down unless the enemies have powerful wave, surges, or snipers to counter the Golfer. This unit is at its worst when he's being sniped by surges or waves, as although his HP is high against aliens for a sniper, it isn't against any other type, as at level 30 he has 18k HP. In most stages, he's made useless if backliners are able to hit him for possibly massive damage, and this is obviously made worse if the backliner in question isn't an alien. He can also be totally countered by other LD snipers like Taki or Henry if you didn't previously stack him. His awkward recharge time of 22 seconds makes him weird to stack sometimes, and the second you start seriously pushing the front line intentionally or unintentionally, he starts becoming useless, as when he's close to an LD or backliner enemy, he won't hit it due to his blind spot being in his standing range. Golfer can be used for general usage against any kind of backliner when he's properly defended like any other sniper, but should you? The vast majority of stages don't have a stage setup that complements Golfer's ability well, and other snipers that target whatever type you're using Golfer to combat would most likely be more effective. This doesn't mean that Golfer is entirely useless in mixed stages or in general loadouts, as occasionally he can really help out a lot. It's just that I find him to be far too situational to be used commonly in an effective way. Golfer is a pretty useful unit as he can snipe backliners and break shields, but in the vast majority of stages that the game throws at you, Golfer isn't the kind of guy you'd choose to snipe your enemies. If you wanted someone that could hit backliners, you'd probably choose other LD units like Housewife or Fiend. I hope that you enjoyed this cat analysis, and if this video does well, I'll analyze other cats that I'm familiar with. Have a good rest of your day.